The top stories. TB case confirmed. A third of school population is obese. And the local T20 semis lineup is complete. Welcome to Nation News for Tuesday, May the 27th, 2014. The Ministry of Health has confirmed that a student at a secondary school has been diagnosed with tuberculosis, which is also known as TB. The confirmation followed 24 hours of uncertainty after the ministry put out a release warning that students of an unnamed school might have been exposed to an unspecified respiratory illness. In its latest release, the ministry said a team from the Maurice Bayer Polyclinic visited the school, which remains unidentified, and spoke with students and school officials about TB, modes of transmission, symptoms, treatment, and preventive measures. The release said that ahead of the confirmation of the case, 26 parents were notified on Monday by letter of the possibility that some students may have been exposed to a respiratory illness and requested them to send their children's immunization cards to the school for review. TB is a bacterial infection spread through inhaling tiny droplets from the coughs or sneezes of an infected person. It is a serious condition, but can be cured with proper treatment. Barbados and China have signed an agreement to ease visa restrictions between the two countries. Holders of diplomatic and official passports will now be allowed entry without the need for permits. At the signing ceremony, Foreign Minister Maxine McLean said the two sides were working towards abolishing the visa requirements for regular passport holders. The agreement was signed by Senator McLean and China's ambassador to Barbados, Wang Ko, at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Beneficiaries of the agreement include diplomats, business people, government representatives, and members of the media. 2,000 cruise ship passengers, many Brazilians on their way home for the World Cup, have had a day-long taste of Barbadian life. The MSC Divina cruises the Northern Caribbean weekly, but is this week doing a special crossing from Miami to Brazil, with many of the Brazilians on board going home for next month's World Cup. Captain Pierre Paulo Scala said it was likely that an MSC ship could be docking at the Bridgetown port in the future as part of a regular schedule. At a brief ceremony, the captain exchanged plaques with local tourism and shipping officials. Almost a third of school children in Barbados are obese, says a senior government medical officer. Dr. Kenneth George said the 30% level was due to the large amount of carbonated beverages and snacks children were consuming. One of the areas highlighted as a major concern is that fewer Barbadians are now cooking at home. Dr. George spoke to the Nation News at the Dining Club in Newton, where the National Nutrition Center staged a cooking session for students of two primary schools, Milton Lynch Primary and Christchurch Girls. Construction of the first of 6 nursery schools is set to begin in October, Minister of Education Ronald Jones has announced. In addition, he said that within the next 3 years, every 3-year-old will receive some form of early childhood education. The Education Minister was speaking at a graduation ceremony for 25 primary and nursery school teachers trained by Boston's Wheelock College. Africa is high on government's foreign relations agenda. This from Foreign Minister Senator Maxine McLean, who spoke at a conference on African business development at UWI. The minister said she was currently reviewing the draft of what she called an improved foreign policy for Barbados. She said there were obvious shortcomings with regard to engagement with African nations. And now commentary from Carol Martindale.
Top Gear has come and gone, at least for this year. And the good news is that this very popular worldwide television event will be held in Barbados for at least another 2 years. Hopefully, it will bring Barbados even more benefits. Already we have gained major exposure in the USA. We need all the help we can get these days to attract visitors and investors. What would there be to gain from keeping Top Gear's main man, Jeremy Clarkson, out for any stupid comments he may have made, while other foolish things are said and done and we remain mute? such as the kidnapping of those innocent schoolgirls in Nigeria. We need that competitive edge. And while we must not sell our souls in the quest to reach our objectives, we also need to be realistic in today's world.
In sport, YMPC took the final semi-final place in the Sagicor General 2020 Championship on Monday night by beating CGI Maple by 8 wickets with 11 balls to spare. Playing at Kensington Oval, YMPC scored 144 for 2 of 18.1 overs in reply to Maple's 138 for 4, thanks to half-centuries by Ryan Wiggins and Shane Dowett. In the first semi-final on Thursday, ESA Field Pickwick will meet Super Centre Spartan, and on Friday, Counterpoint Wanderers will meet YMPC. England's Paul Bird says he's suffering with his ribs after a dramatic spin on his final run in winning the Scotiabank King of the Hill motoring event on Sunday. With that victory, Bird sounded a warning ahead of this weekend's Saul Rally when he drove his Ford Focus over the St. Thomas course from Hyman's Hill to Lion Castle in 1 minute 57.68 seconds. Local star Roger the Sheriff Skeet was second and Jamaica's Jeff Panton third. Saul Rally Barbados runs from Friday to Sunday when it will end at Bushy Park. And finally, if you love massages, you may be interested in this story. A zoo in the Philippines has started offering visitors the chance to receive a relaxing 15-minute massage from its 4, get this, Burmese pythons that it currently has in captivity. The Cebu City Zoo's pythons, Michelle, Walter, EJ, and Daniel, are supposedly fed 10 or more chickens before giving out the massages so they won't be tempted to snack on the guests. During the massages described as therapeutic and calming, zookeepers keep watch as the snakes slither back and forth across a bamboo bed. And that's Nation News. It's available on YouTube, our website nationnews.com, Facebook, and Twitter.